Hi guys! Looks like I'm on the road today. This is my third video today, but I want to get all of these videos out of the way so that I can upload them as soon as possible because I'm not making any excuses anymore. I didn't get dressed up, so what? I'm not using that as an excuse. It's not earlier in the day, so what? I'm not using that for an excuse. It's not good lighting, so what? I'm not using any of these excuses. I'm just going to get these videos done as best as I possibly can, and the people that these videos need to touch is going to touch y'all. So, what I'm going to be talking about next is I'm going to be talking about this ballerina teacher, black, beautiful ballerina teacher, who's 22 years old, who made a video go viral because she was talking about how bad 3 to 5 year old female children are in her class. She said her and many other instructors have agreed that they have experienced children fighting each other heavily, arguing, being very mean and nasty towards each other, and being very defiant towards authority, as well as requesting adult songs that they shouldn't even be listening to in the first place because it shouldn't be, it's not for children's ears. Um, she said it really makes her sad, having these experiences with these little girls. And me personally, I had my own experiences. I went to my mom's school, and I remember at my mom's school, most of the kids that was at my mom's school couldn't go to school anywhere else because they was the baddest kids in the city. And I remember that literally my mom used to have some of the worst children in her classes. And these kids, and or their parents would take them and put them in my mom's school in order to keep them out of the worst schools in Philadelphia. That's how bad some of the students was that my mom had to deal with. And this is when I was a kid. So I already know how bad kids can be because kids was bad when I was a child. And I'm grown now. I'm 34 years old now. So I already know if they was as bad as they was when I was a kid, I know they're terrible now. I know they 10 times worse now. Um, but my mom, she knew how to deal with these bad behind kids. But I also could tell how sometimes she had hard times before she figured it out as well. I seen how sometimes from time to time she would struggle a little bit. I remember one time this one girl, she was being too hot to trot, being fast. 15 years old, had a skirt on so short you almost could see her underwear. That's how short the skirt was. And of course, this very same girl by the end of the year ended up pregnant. But make a long story short, this girl came in with this skirt so short that we all could almost see her behind. So the girl had an attitude with my mother. When my mom told her to get out of her class and go home and change that skirt or call her parent to bring her a real suitable skirt for school, the girl tried to give my mama attitude. Child, my mama did everything but turn them tables upside down in that classroom before that girl got her attitude together and recognized that my mom was not playing with her behind. And she took her butt back home and put on a real regular skirt for school. That's the type of stuff that my mom had to deal with. I remember it was another student that was being raised Muslim, and my mom had a Christian school. And I remember that my mom had that Muslim little boy saying Jesus is Lord by the end of the school year. Okay, so With that being the case, I understand and I know how bad students are because I know they worse than they was when I was in school. And I was in school over what, 20 years ago now. So I'm thinking about ways that we probably can make things better where kids aren't so horrible anymore. One of the first ways is to make sure that kids actually have a family. And not only that they have a family, but their family is healthy, strong, and not toxic. Because that's part of the sadness is that people don't have families, and if they do have families, their families are so toxic and messed up and jacked up that their families are teaching them how to be disrespectful, disregarding, hateful, mean, nasty people, and they're not teaching them how to be uplifting, you know, loving, kind, gentle souls, which is what you need in this planet, not nasty, evil, mean people. So, I'm gonna talk about a different subject in the same video because this video is so short. I saw a video talking about the rapper Cash Doll. Actually, it wasn't talking about the rapper, it was the rapper talking in the video. She was getting interviewed, and she said something to the effect of, oh, people out here these days are not even really trying to even get to know each other anymore. They're trying to see what they can get out of one another. Here's the thing, what really sidetracked the heck out of me hearing her say that is the simple fact that in majority of her music she pushes that narrative to, you know, get things out of guys and use guys and get what you can out of them. And I'm not against that narrative myself because I understand how a guy will use, abuse, and throw you away like you are nothing but a tissue. If you don't demand that he respect and show you some loyalty and some love, he is going to use, abuse, and throw you away. And how do I know that? I've experienced it myself. Being too good to the wrong guys will destroy you. And I know this. I know this myself. So that's why it confused me hearing her talk about how people are always just trying to get things from each other. Because it's like, girl, you on that same narrative. So how you going to talk about it's bad and you doing the same thing? But I feel like the reason why that is because, all right, for instance, I'm going to tell y'all about a little story of mine. I had a situation where I had this person that I felt like I loved that person since the first day I laid eyes on that person. This is literally the only person I ever felt this way about in my life, and I probably would never feel this way about anybody else again after that bad experience. But anyway, um, it was this one person that I met in high school that I felt like from the first moment that I met this guy, the first moment I laid eyes on this man, I was like, oh my gosh, he's gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie, that was definitely the first thing that I noticed was how he looked. And then it got even better when I realized that we could talk, we can have a vibe, we were funny, we made each other laugh, like, you know, we were a vibe. We were we you know, we would find each other in high school and be cracking jokes and, you know, busting it up and, you know, doing a lot together. Okay, so over the years, obviously, life happened to both of us. We separated and everything. I ended up getting back in contact with him through his mom, and it wasn't a successful get back in contact because he acted weird, he acted cold, he acted distant, he acted aloof, he acted like a weirdo when I got back in contact with him. Just to give y'all an idea of what I mean by he acted like a weirdo. He called me after his mom gave him the information. We had a nice little conversation at first. And then he tells me that he's going to call me back. When he calls me back, he never actually says anything. Literally, this man left a message on my machine not saying a word. Okay? So this is the type of stuff that I went through with this guy. And like I said, keep in mind, I felt like I had feelings of love and emotions for this man since we were 15. So I get back connected with him. He's acting weird, he's acting unusual, but because I have genuine love and genuine interest in him, I'm not letting the weirdness that he's acting in make me run for the hills like I probably should have made allowed it to make me run for the hills, but I didn't allow it to because I felt so heavily and so deeply for him. Well, I ran for the hills eventually because he ended up using me, taking advantage of the fact that he knew that I had feelings for him. And what did he do? He ended up asking me for money. I gave him the money, ended up having a hard time getting him the money, and still gave him the money. And y'all asked me, had I gotten thank you or I appreciate you or anything like that after I gave him the money? Nope, nothing. So that's just a prime example of my own experience that I've had myself that let me know, see, that's why you don't keep putting your best efforts and your best foot forward when it comes to these guys, because when you do that, they take advantage, they use, abuse, and they throw you away like you don't mean nothing. And then they want to know why you don't have good confidence, good self-esteem. After dudes use you and abuse you and then throw you away like you don't mean anything, duh, of course that's why you might not have good confidence and self-esteem. Because if you did have good confidence and self-esteem, that ish is not good now. Because you just let this fool bring your self-esteem down a notch. And that's why I feel like it's terrible that people keep teaching each other that this behavior is okay, to keep being exclusive and totally loyal and faithful, and then other women is supporting this too, talking about something they agree. Well, you go ahead and agree and waste your life on the wrong man. It won't be me. It will not be me. I'm not wasting my life for nobody else. I actually, let people know this is the last time I'm going to waste years on anybody. After this relationship that I'm in, I'm not being with nobody else for more than a year. Unless it's somebody I know I'm going to marry. Because just like I've noticed with Lori Harvey's relationships, I do believe it don't take longer than a year to know for sure if somebody is for you or not. So because I know it don't take longer than a year to know for sure if a person is really for you or not, the max time that guys is going to have to show me that they're husband material is going to be a year. If you can't show me you husband material in a year, time to go. Time to find who is my real husband material, because I'm not going to sit here and settle with somebody that's not my real husband material and it's going to sit here and waste my time and have me looking all old and gray trying to find a new man. No, I'm going to leave you behind while I'm still looking nice and young and beautiful and youthful, and I'm going to find somebody even better than you. And the sad part is that's exactly what these guys don't want. That's why they want to sit there and waste your time talking about something you're supposed to be loyal. Don't believe that manipulation. No, you're not supposed to be loyal and faithful to the wrong guy. What you're supposed to do is when you recognize that guy is not the guy for you, they're not supposed to be your husband, they're not supposed to be the man that's supposed to spend the rest of their life with you, then you break it off with them. Or you don't have to break it off with them completely if that's not what you want to do, but you can't be boyfriend and girl with them for too long if you don't want to waste your time. I'm going to just tell you that much. Just like Cassie and Diddy. Look how many years Diddy wasted Cassie time. But like I said, thank God Cassie lucked up, and before she got too old, got with somebody else that was better. Unfortunately, Diddy's other girlfriend slash baby mother didn't luck up so well, and she ended up passing away before she could get somebody else that was better to replace Diddy. And that's exactly the reason why I say us as women, especially black women, need to stop allowing men to put our life on hold and put ourselves in a freezer because he don't want to do the best that he can by us, but he also don't want us to be with nobody better. No, break it off with him and get with somebody better, somebody who will do better by you, somebody who you can actually grow with, somebody who will actually provide more for you to be able to grow with and mature better with. These dudes out here have these terrible mothers that are sitting there teaching them that women don't have any value in who they are and they are not the prize. You need to snip, snip, cut that nigga loose. Let that nigga go. Put that man right back to the streets where he belongs. To the scoundrels and the roaches of females that is going to be the only available women to him because of his roach ass mama. All right? See y'all in the next video. Y'all already know the rules. Make sure you vibe and you subscribe and you become a part of the Truth Tribe, because when you vibing with Ruth, you what? You vibing with the truth. You know that's right. I see y'all guys when I come right back next time.